Yo, 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 yo. Let me know if y'all can hear me, guys. Can y'all hear me? Let me know down in the comments below, please. I'm trying to figure out this thing. Give me just a second, guys. Let me know down in the comments if y'all can hear me. I don't think you can see me. Let me know if you can. Okay, let's see here, guys. I can see and hear. Why isn't this working, guys? How come? You know what I mean? Normally, I would want to see what you guys are seeing, but this is black. I don't think, I can't see anything. What the hell is this software? What's going on? Hide your ladies. What? Yeah, I can see and hear you. Yada, yada, yada. Yeah, okay. I have no idea why I can't see that. But if y'all are over on Coin Market Cap, guys, let's get started. If you are here, you know what? Let me double check something real quick. Let me see if I can do this. This might screw up the audio. Yeah, dude, I don't know what the hell's going on because I'm looking at myself over here. But guys, that's what we got to do. Trial and error. But anyways, I just want to tell y'all the reason I have been wanting to go live more is because of the fact I just want to get to know y'all a little bit better. I feel like sometimes on the videos, they could feel a little bit scripted or something like that. And there's not a script. I don't ever go by script, and I wish I could make it to where you could only see my big head right now, but for some reason I can't get this software to work. But sometimes in the videos I know what I want to talk about, but I don't really get to conversate and stuff. Over on X, I do. I really wish everyone would go follow me over there. But guys, we're going to start doing more of these live streams. We got a lot of comments. If y'all don't mind, just like we do on AMAs, everything, if y'all don't mind sharing this video, guys, let's get it out there to as many people as we possibly can. But starting over here, I posted something on my page saying that we're going to be going live, and this is a funny video, guys. Y'all absolutely have to watch that if you don't. But I ask right here, what memes should we cover? And so I do, out of respect for the community, there is some good recommendations here. So I want to go over some of these, and then we're going to dive into maybe some stuff in the comments that y'all post, and we can bring them up. We got a lot of these. CGem, what is this? Shib on base. This is one that's really been talked about a lot. I see it a lot in the comments. Aerobud, that's got to be the top dog in the world. It's honestly it's just Grant behind Aerobud, guys. Everything that has to do with it, he's just a great guy. But let's dive into it. I've got a few of them pulled up over here on good old Dex Screener, guys. As always, I'm used to having my little spiel at the beginning, but none of this ever financial advice, guys. I'm just a degenerate dude that loves finance. But anyways, let's go over and look at this Shib on base. So their big claim to fame per se is this burn that they have, and I'm not knowledgeable. My buddy Kenzie over on X, he is very knowledgeable about what's going on. He had commented on it that their budget for marketing is more than their market cap. It looks like they had an AMA right here. Articles, what is this, a Forbes article? Yeah, it's cool. They've got a lot of billboard campaign going on. I do not currently own this unless somebody just airdropped it into my wallet or whatever, but I haven't purchased this one. But yeah, it looks good. Bullish on base. They're being featured with some really good projects up here. So what does this say? 100K plus of community LP was just locked for over 2 years because we have the best hardcore community. First ever auto deflationary before the, wow, it's pretty crazy. 33% burned, 1,500 billboards live. Yeah, that's pretty cool. Let's go take a look at the chart. So obviously it's a good team. I believe this is a community takeover as CTO. See up here, they hit 1.6 million, retraced to about 500. Then they came up here to 2.4. What was the retrace on that? Let's, oh, wrong one. I just want to see. I find them. Oh, that wasn't bad at all. 786. Okay, yeah. I mean, this looks good. I'm not in on it, but I do like it. I'd like to take a deeper look on it. Let me know down in the comments if I should bring them on for an AMA. I really like doing those AMAs because it's a way for, you know, promotion's expensive. You know, if anybody wants YouTube videos, if anyone wants to run ads, all of that is extremely, extremely expensive. But AMAs, when they're operated in a free way, it's good. It's great. That's what I recommend for all projects to do. If you're a project, go hop on an AMA, host your own AMA. This is the best way to get a lot of exposure and let people really know what, you know, what you're working on. It's a good way. Just like I say in the videos that I make, they're kind of scripted a little bit. The same thing with promotion, right? So whenever you get them able to do an AMA, it just changes absolutely everything, because you can, if you have a good interviewer, you ask good questions, and there's just a dialogue that kind of opens up in like a podcast type scenario. So Michael said, Shib on base looking super sexy, multi-million-dollar marketing. Wow. 1,500 billboards across the USA. Huh? Yeah, that's pretty cool. Yeah, definitely do the AMA. Paul said he would do an AMA with you. Who's Paul? Is he sitting in your lap? How? I mean, I just said that. How did he tell you that he would do an AMA? No, I'm just playing. Burns on buys and sells coming next week. Okay, yeah, it's pretty cool. That's pretty cool, guys, and some good artwork. You know, one thing I do want to say is that I think some of these derivatives on base, I believe, are going to run very, very hard. So I want to get into that a little bit later. We're going to try to go over a lot of these. Here's another derivative, this BONK, and I think I have it pulled up right here. If y'all know anything about this one, let me know. I don't know anything about it other than it's a derivative of BONK. Obviously, you know, with pump.fun or whatever they call it, the launching platform that's competing with pump.fun over on Solana, guys, that's really been picking up a lot of steam. Okay, that BONK. So maybe this could flow over. We could open up the X right here if y'all want to take a look at that. And yeah, let me know how y'all like these live streams. If this is the type of, you know, setting y'all like, where people can just shoot stuff out and we do it, man. I just want to have a good time, get to know y'all. I'm going to be having a Discord come out soon that I would love for people to join. I'm trying to make it, you know, completely affordable for everybody, but at the same time, keep out, you know, potential spam or anything like that. I don't know. This one, I like the artwork. You know, I just hope that there's a good team behind it. That's really what matters with all of these. And while I always try to do so much due diligence before talking about anything, it's get to know the team, get to know what's going on. So many people just, you know, shill anything without taking a look at absolutely anything, without understanding, is the liquidity locked? Why isn't it locked? What do the bubble maps look like? Did somebody snipe this thing? Is this bundled to, you know, going to zero very quick? Like, look, this is clean. This is the Shib one. Okay. Yeah. So that looks cool. There's BONK. Let's get to some of these other comments. Freeman on Discord. Yeah, it's coming very, very soon. It's actually already made, man. I'm just trying to make this the one-stop shop for everything, for all finance. So you go in there, there'll be, you know, crypto news about the trenches, about macro crypto. There will be, you know, world news. Hulk Hogan passed away. Bam, you see it in there. It would be there. So yeah, I think it's going to be very interesting for us to have that, have a one-stop shop. Aerobud going to run hard. I couldn't agree more. Let's take a look. Let's pull up the pup. Look at this. Look at this, guys. So this chart is on logarithmic. That's why it kind of looks a little funny. If you take it off logarithmic, you can see how it had ran up to about 75 million. And logarithmic is used for quick moving assets, something like that, or maybe even assets over a extremely long period of time. I think this is more for short term. So you really can't go off of this, or at least I personally don't. But looking at this chart, man, I just absolutely love it. I truly believe this could be the staple dog. And I think we need a dog. There's Ski Mask Dog, there's Dog and Me, and there's Aerobud. And those are all really good projects. But when I look at this, This right here, guys, this is something that my wife would think was cute. This is something that, my kids would like. When I look at some of the other ones, it's not so cute, not so family friendly, if you want to say that. And the reason I think that is because, I got in turbo very early, 10 million, $15 million market cap. It was a fun ride. I think it's still going. They're at, all-time high 1.2 billion listed absolutely everywhere. But one thing I learned in that is it's got to be cute. You have to be able to make the artwork in a way that the ladies like it, that kids like it, that it's just over. Like, I've got a golden retriever. If this was a recorded video, I'd put a little, piece of it up here. Maybe I'll clip this up later and do that. But Aerobud is a coin that just has absolutely everything going for it. It has the narrative. It has the life. This launched back in May of 2024. So it's an OG on base, a lot of liquidity, a good amount, less than 10%, but over 5%. So what this does, this allows it to have volatility, which is good in my personal opinion, but also enough liquidity that is locked for people to, take profits and all of that. So when we look at the holders over here, everyone under 3%, there is some really big bags, but the team has just done a great job of building that community. I forget what they call their wells, Aerobud, I forget. Airbuds, maybe. Grant told me before. I interviewed Grant on this channel. If y'all don't know, you could find it, an Aerobud not documentary, but interview. So yeah, just a great guy overall. This is something they do a lot of IRL in real life stuff. They've done things with Miggles before, which I also believe. Top Bud is what the well is. Yeah. So they've done stuff with Miggles before. So just awesome. A lot of community stuff, decent amount of exchanges. I've been thinking it was going to be going to Coinbase forever. Hasn't happened yet, but I believe it will. And guys, I just want to say, I feel like I don't know how to run this technology, but anyways, I feel kind of funny talking about meme coins, guys, because I used to be in a lot of debt. I used to have a lot of credit card debt, all kinds of things like that. And no, I didn't use meme coins to get out of credit card debt. But what I did do is I used to do a lot of Dave Ramsey. I did a lot of Dave Ramsey. I think it's very good for getting you out of, if you're very bad with finances or you're not responsible. He's very good for that, right? If you are, then maybe not so much, but he's someone I have a lot of respect for. So I'm sitting here talking about degen meme coins, and I've got like the most conservative finance guy in the entire world back there. But anyways, he's done a lot for finance. I will say that. So let's get to some of these other recommendations, guys. Leave some comments down who y'all want to see. I'm seeing Baka, Zeus, Bingo on base. I have looked into Bingo. It seems like they have a decent team from what I know so far. I haven't talked to him too much. Sam on base. Excuse me, guys. Ziggy on base. Broke on base. So let's dive into some of these real quick. Let's go take a look at the Ziggy chart over here. This is one that I know these guys. I know these guys. I know it's a solid team. I know that. Like, this is something I would give like the Freeman stamp of approval to because of the fact that, I know the team. Now, does that mean that, it's going to go to 100 million market cap? No. Does that mean it's going to go up $1? No. It doesn't, but that's not even so much what I care about. Obviously, I like making money. I'm a trader. I'm an investor. But what I really care about when I'm investing per se in these very low market cap coins is the team. That's all that matters at this stage is the team and building a community, building a narrative. And Ziggy has that. Ziggy has a good team. They've done a lot of cool stuff. They have a in real life adoption type thing for the iguanas. I actually adopted one. I believe you could see it on their website, but they've got a good amount of people posting about them. There's Empress right there. It's just a good team. They've got a good narrative. They flow Roshan out to whatever country these iguanas are in, and they adopted one and did a YouTube video. They've got a lot of good artwork, and they've got a buddies within their Telegram. And what buddies is something I do want to go over. This is Beats on Base. Probably my favorite, if not tied for my favorite, but it's definitely not my second. It's definitely tied for #1 meme coin on base, because this right here, and I'm still talking about Ziggy, but this right here is, and let me catch up on the comments, guys. I got to get used to this. Boom, 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 bouncing back and forth. You know what I mean? So what this is an AI agent. I always thought it was marketed as a meme coin. I don't think Beats is a meme coin. I think it's AI, artificial intelligence. And so what they're doing, they have this Buddies by Beats. You could see large language model tool update, no more whatever that word is, commands, guys. Look, image. So what this does is they could make this buddy, okay? 0 setup cost. I recommend every project doing this. And Beats is the credit system. So that then brings the utility to Beats, because they've got this AI agent. And what it is, Beats makes it. But in these other projects' telegrams, like if we take a look, where is it? Where's Ziggy? If we go to Ziggy's telegram, you're going to see an iguana AI agent type thing that can answer questions, generate images, but every once in a while it throws a promo out there for Beats. So that's how Beats does that. And then Beats also is used the actual token for the credit system. So I believe it costs about 20 cents per image to generate. So whenever that is being done by the AI agent, it is actually being funded through credits of the Beats token, guys. And this is a project I bought in way back here, guys. Wrote it up here. I'm a top wallet. You know, I hold a lot in Beats, and it's something that I believe in very, very much, because they're helping the entire ecosystem. So Ziggy has one, you know, and all these other projects have one. I can't keep up with the amount of projects they are putting these buddies into. It's really an amazing thing what they're doing for the overall base ecosystem. But getting back to Ziggy a little bit, I think it's solid. Like I said, I own a bag. I think I own 5 or 6 million tokens. I'm not sure what that comes up to in value right now. This is one of the ones I don't even look at the chart. I don't even look at the chart, because I know they have a team that's building, and I'm okay with the price that I got in at. And because of that, yeah, I believe in the team. Let them cook the same way I'm doing with Beats on base. So guys, that's Ziggy. Let's get into some more, and let's see what they got in the comments. 2G degen for me. Turbo must have touched you wrong or something. Still a toad for life. No, man, I love Turbo. I love Turbo. Let's go take a look at it. Why don't we? So, and I'll tell you where I stopped being so heavy into Turbo, and why. It has nothing to do with Turbo. It has nothing to do with anything, honestly, besides my risk tolerance is what I'm getting some messages here. But yeah, it's really just my risk tolerance. So if we take this off logarithmic, let's go to the 4-hour, the daily. You know, this is all about, and I really wish I could make the screen big to look you in the eyes, but no, what these communities are about is about, at a certain point, you need to flip people who already were in for a long time into new believers. So basically, people that got in up here get out up here, and new believers get in. And that's how you kind of raise the floor of a meme coin and have a long-term community, like if you look at Shiba Inu or something like that. And so it's not that I lost the love for Turbo. It's just like you say, it's too degen for you, which I completely understand. I completely, trust me, completely understand. I've lost a lot of money in the trenches before, but this is something that I still have exposure to. I still love the community. Turbo's been a very big part of who I am as a content creator, who I am as a meme coin enthusiast. But at this point in time, it doesn't make sense for me to allocate heavy to it, in my personal opinion. But, and this is just me personally, if you know, I'm looking at a 2 to 3 to 5x conservatively. Okay, I understand mass adoption, it can do something crazy, but my risk tolerance has built up so much, native promo, that is kind of why. So no, Turbo did nothing, absolutely nothing wrong. I absolutely love it. But please check C guy precious chart for a micro cap. All right, let's go take a look at that. Would you say C guy? I think I've seen this. Yeah, I've seen this one. Let's take a look at it. Okay, just launched, not a lot of data. 185K market cap. Go down. Let's take a look at the bubble maps. Gonna have to explain that one. 20% cluster. Like, this is the kind of thing I wouldn't talk about, right? So I'm like, I wouldn't talk about without talking to the team. Now, if I go to the website, I'm not trying to FUD this. If I go to the website and it says, you know, hey, 20% is set to the side for this or that, you know, if that, then that's totally fine. Trying to look here. I see a couple guys that I know. This is Teams Wallets. See, guys, a newer launch has NFTs dropping on Monday and Tuesday, is developing a cartoon as well. Gaspis, Matt Fury. This is Teams Wallet. Yeah, it might be. I'm just a big guy on transparency, and that's just something I would want to know, right? Like, before I ever really talked about it publicly, you know, just hey, what's the bubble map? I think this is critical for everyone to look at, you know, right here. Other than that, liquidity 34, total market cap. I mean, this is Uni V3, so the team gets I think it's 1% of the fees, which comes out to about a few $1,000s if you get enough volume. Like a real hot coin can generate a few $1,000s a day in the trenches here on base. But let me know, guys, was this a Ape Store launch? I could go through and look at the code real quick if y'all wanted to. These are all things I do for every project that I look at, guys. So I come in here, I look at the contract. You could typically tell if it's like King of Apes because it has like a King of Apes logo. Okay, it's Ape Store. Okay, so it's Ape Store. So that means you don't have to worry so much about this liquidity. It's all taken care of on the Uni V3 and through Ape Store. So they've got a really good reputation. So would not worry about that. Yeah, maybe I'll look into this a little bit more. If anyone knows anyone from the team, tell them to reach out to me. I would like to take a look at it. One more that we're having commented is Nitro right here. This is a project I have partnered with in the past. Not this video, anything like that. Just great guys, great overall team. If you know the story behind Nitro, is that an awesome website, but the story behind Nitro is like an aerospace engineer made it. He has a video of him doxing right here. I recommend everyone to go look at. But he was an aeronautical engineer that was inspired by Turbo. So there you go, native promo. It was inspired by Turbo, AI generated, all of that. But they've showed too, and this is my friend Christina, go check her out on YouTube. But they've showed throughout this, and this is logarithmic as well. If we go to regular, you can kind of get a better, you know, price levels that it's hit. It hit 10 million. It came down here to 1.66, and now here it is, you know, consolidating. We'll see what happens. Now, I just want to say, none of this ever financial advice, guys, but when I'm looking at Ethereum right now, the best risk to reward ratio for me personally is Nitro. Guys. It's a $2.6 million market cap. If I go look at something like Turbo, it reminds me so much of Turbo. It really does. This ran up to like 200 million back then, but it just reminds me of it, the way the team is. And obviously that's how he made it, right? It was made with inspiration from Turbo, but risk reward ratio, this is Nitro, Ascendex, Uniswap, Economy, Binance, whatever these are. I don't really know them, but you know, this is a solid meme coin, a solid community. That's what it's all about. Nitro would also get the Freeman stamp of approval. So would Beats on Base, Ziggy, Aerobud. You know, those definitely got the stamp. Turbo, obviously, but yeah. So let's see what else do we have going on. Aerobud, Shib on Base, the best project. Tony just got the buddies from Beats. Let's go look at Tony. I like Tony. They got a good team behind them. From what I know, I don't know them too incredibly well. You see, I was doing some TA on it back here. And this is always cool to do also, guys. You know, in hindsight, technical analysis kind of to prove your theories, right? A lot of these coins run to 886 fib level after the first big, huge pump up. But hold on one second, guys. Sorry about that. Daddy's home, little kids banging on the door. But anyways, so a lot of these coins drop down to the 886 fib level on that first initial big pump up. And that is what I like to look at. That is what I like to look at. I like to look at this type of consolidation right around that level. That is huge. That is huge. And you can see it played the bottom for this. I've went back and tested this on Turbo multiple times, and it always did the same thing. One big pump, boom, down to the 886 fib level. I think that's absolutely great. So yeah, Tony looks good. He's got a good team. Not the full on stamp yet, but we'll see. We need to keep getting some stuff going, getting some YouTube videos, getting some promotion. Kind of reminds me of Speedy. You know, I hadn't seen another turtle previous for that. And how am I doing, guys, on the live stream? I feel like to be a live streamer, you got to be wearing sunglasses inside for some reason. I have no idea why people think they need to wear sunglasses inside. It's kind of, yeah, that's super, super silly. But let me know if you know what I'm talking about. So let's look. You just got to check out Banks. Oh, y'all know I love Banks. Banks is a project that been a long-term partner with the channel. I absolutely love them. Full stamp of approval on this. That was me doing some technical analysis here. See, 5 waves up, 3. I'm getting better at my TA, guys. I am. But let's clear this up. Take a look at this right here. Let me get this all set up. I'm getting used to how to put the comments on, guys, and doing, you know, I'll get better. In like a week, y'all won't even, y'all think I've been doing this forever. Think all my content was like that. So this 121 in liquidity, 680 in overall market cap. If you take a look at it, it doesn't look like it's locked, but they did launch, and I've put it on the video before. They have launched at, I'm so sorry. I apologize about that, guys. I apologize. Daddy, let's go to the park. We will go to the park soon. But no, so if we're coming over here, they got thrown a curveball through the overall base chain. So base chain changed their logo. If you go from, it used to be the circle, right? The base chain logo used to be the circle, just like this, what is on this mask, but they changed it. They changed it to this building block, or that's what they're saying it is. It's a building block, but it threw a big curveball, especially for like Beats on Base, because Beats on Base is making all these AI agents, and they're all kind of inspired by, you know, the base logo. And so this Banks mask used to have the circles on it. And so they definitely got hit with a curveball. And so then they made this new mask. This is supposed to say base. That is how base is doing it with the overall base logo and everything. I'll try to find one talking about it. But yeah, but you can see their main logo is this little square. But whenever I was talking to the team, they said that, you know, just 2 squares was kind of weird, that this is really diving all in on base. And one thing they have is on-chain TV, which is going to be a type of place where people can post videos and study about projects and things like that. This is on-chain TV. So I love this project. It's got the full-on Freeman stamp. It's got a great team. They've got the largest team I've ever seen in crypto. The team comes from traditional finance, real estate background, some other online business background. And, you know, I was talking to the main dev the other day. We stay in close contact, and he's like, man, I got 10 people and I feel like I don't have enough. So they've got a full-on operation, people with salaries, all kinds of stuff working on this project. And this is a project I got in at, like, I don't know if it was 80, 60, 100K market cap. You know, it's went up to 2.6. So what is that? You know, a 50x or something. I haven't sold one single token, guys. This is a project I really, really, really believe in. What does this say? The Banks community is so peak. Man, the kids got all this good lingo. Peak. You know, I feel like the old guy now. I don't know what all this lingo is and stuff. But man, what they're doing is awesome. But this does throw a curveball for a lot of stuff, right? Because now all of these, a lot of people say they've got the best gifts on base. Well, they do. The only problem is they've got to go redo absolutely all of them. But guys, I'm excited about the future of base chain and like in a whole. If we come take a look, I want to show y'all something. Come over here to DeFi Llama. This is a lot of very good on-chain tools. But if you come over here and take a look at chains, you can see Ethereum makes up 60% of all the money in DeFi, where Solana is only 7%. But what I like looking at even more than that is just coming over here and looking at the ETH layer 2. So if we come over here, we type in base, we could see, there we go. So it's going to populate this. So we could see base right here is over 4 billion total value locked. So base is the orange. Arbitrum is the dark, like maroon color. We can call it pink, whatever. And you could see where the flippening happened. At this point right here at the end of last year, that is when mind share got taken away from Arbitrum and went to base. And I believe this is going to continue to happen. I believe base is going to one day be 80-90% plus of all ETH layer 2. I think there is no getting around it. I truly have so much conviction in base chain. And yeah, I don't care. A lot of people like Solana, but guys, in my personal opinion, the big money, the big money is not going into Solana. And you can see that when we take a look at the total value locked in all of crypto. You know, when you look at all of crypto, Ethereum, 60%, Solana, 7%. You know, if we take a look at base right now is half the total value locked in DeFi that Solana is. So there's just going to be a lot of institutional money coming more to Ethereum and then to overall, you know, base chain. It's something that I believe we're extremely early on. But they're going to be at the on-chain summit in San Francisco. I'll be there as well. There'll be a lot of projects there. We're going to have some content made there. I think I can't let that go yet. I can't let that go yet. If he's watching, I almost let something slip, but we're going to have some cool stuff coming to on-chain TV, guys. So let's see. Sodium. Yeah, base is the next big thing. All these projects will do well. Yeah, if they got a good team, right? That's why I invest more in the team than the chart than any of that. You know, before I give something the stamp, you know what I'm saying? And guys, I'm gonna make this soon where we can multi-stream to YouTube, to X. Might even go to try to expand to streaming platforms. But yeah, I'm making the turn to be full-time this. So, all right, Brian on base is going to melt faces. Let's take a look at it. Brian on base, $3.3 million market cap. Wow. I mean, yeah, I've the team's messaged me before. I haven't done a ton of, you know, research on this, but this is what I'll look like a healthy chart, right? Started like this, boom, had a big run up. Maybe the dev left, maybe he didn't. I don't know. But either way, you could tell there's a strong community behind this one. So let's take a look at their X. See, and I don't know Matt Fury enough to know what this is. You know, like, is this just a green Pepe-ish, you know, character, or is this a different Matt Fury character, or is it just completely unique? What is this? On base, Brian has outdone themselves again, so they've got some kind of shop. Pretty good artwork. Sleep. What is this real? I don't know if this is real. Are they Diamond Dreams? I don't know. Let me know down below, guys, if you're into Brian on base, if this is legit, because that's kind of funny if it is. But yeah, I mean, it looks like good community. Looks like a solid chart. You know, this is where you start getting to the different risk reward ratios, you know, because if we look at a chart like what is this? This is base bonk. Well, let's take a look at beach, right? So this is a good chart. So, you know, you had the big run up, right? A lot of coins have that big run up. We can go look at them all day long, find them that had this quick run up. But the thing is once this happens, once this huge drop happens, which equates to something like 95%. Once that happens, is the team still building? Yes. Like in this case, Beats on Base Dev is constantly cranking out new AI agents, bringing utility to Beats. So what I envision is going to happen here, and exactly what looks like is happening to Brian, is you're going to get the second wave. And then that's how you build a long-lasting community. And us being so incredibly early to base, like I can show on this data right here, 6th overall chain for total value locked. You always hear a lot about SUI. You hear a lot about Hyperliquid. You even hear a lot about AVAX, Avalanche. But Base doesn't have its own token. And since it doesn't have its own token, I believe people are sleeping on it. But I think Base not having their own token is the best thing they've done, because it's just a total liquidity grab. If you can use Base ETH as the underlying asset, why do you need a token? Like what does the ARB token do, or the OP token for Arbitrum or Optimism do, or even the Polygon token? What does that do? That mainnet Ethereum couldn't do. I don't know. If somebody knows that, let me know. This is a top meme coin mashup, man. I think that's a good thing. I think you're saying that's a compliment. Banks is part of the Base cultural structure. Yeah, I agree. There's these projects that are building right now where when it's not sexy, and kind of like what's happening on Casper right now, it's not sexy, but it's early. We're early, and I'm really wanting to keep watching these. The Base BONK, Base Mod coin, one of them that I don't know if this is a CTO or not. Y'all know I made a post about this at like 20K market cap a long time ago, but this is a narrative, this Base Pingu. And like I said, I don't know the team. I don't know anything about it, but with the main Pingo doing so well, and becoming Luca Nintz, or the founder of that's name, him being so popular, $2.31 billion market cap on main Pingu, maybe this could make the Base Pingo be a really good derivative, So it's something that I have a little exposure to right now, not a ton of exposure, but these are the kind of things that, I'm going to bring to the Discord. I'm also going to bring, just overall finance. We're going to have stocks. We're going to have leverage trading. All kinds of stuff's going to be there. So let's see. Thoughts on Gas Biz. I know this is that little weird cat looking thing, right? Let's just put gas, see if that comes up. So are you talking about the one on Ethereum, I'm guessing? $1.4 million market cap. I mean, yeah, you can see I was doing something on the chart here. Yeah, I don't know. Like maybe the Matt Furies do well. I don't know. I kind of thinking we're on the other side of that. It was a good narrative. PEPE is obviously here, but I don't know. I don't know. I personally would not jump into this one right now, just because I don't know the team and I haven't been involved with the community. It's just, like I said, this first run up is almost inevitable. It's what you do in this range right here. What do you do in, are you still building? Is the community active? This is what matters. What does not matter, I mean, if you're a trader and you don't care about anything, then sure. Like, let's see, let's go back over like to banks. Okay. This is what matters. Let's take it off log. This area right here. What do you do in this range? What does a team do in this range? Now, sure, if you're just a pure trader and you don't invest in communities, then sure, getting in here, getting out here, perfect. Move on to the next one, wash and repeat. And every market needs all of those people, right? Every market needs the people that, are long-term holders, the people that are traders, the people that just arbitrage. All of that brings value to an overall chart and to an overall community. But, what happens in this range right here is what matters, is the team's building. And that's what basically gets somebody the Freeman stamp of approval. Is I don't care what you're doing in good times. I want to see what you're doing in bad times. Yeah, a lot of people for Rob Banks is here. Yeah, I love it. It's a great project, great everything. Nitro, I covered it a little bit earlier, man. I don't know if you missed it, but I might clip this up and post individual things, or if anyone wants to have a new job and do that. So let's go back through. Let's see if there's anything on Solana, guys. I did have one request for something on Solana. Oh, yeah, and then I do wanna tell y'all about one more derivative because I was talking about derivatives being hot. There's this new dog over on Solana that's at 32 million, but I seen there was a based one. Don't know the team, don't know anything about it, literally anything about it. I invested, I'm currently down, but this is just another one with the Solana one doing hot right now, the same way I'm looking at like base Pingu because the main Pingu is doing hot. So just like a trading thing that I'm keeping in mind. Banks is definitely the standard on base. Yeah, it's definitely up there. I wouldn't say they're standard because standard means a lot of people are able to do that. I would say they're the goal, the pinnacle, and but yeah, guys, let's see here. But I'm definitely here for banks. Let's see. Yeah, I'm having a camera issue, but okay, Solana cooking soon. Yeah, let's take a look at Solana. The problem with Solana, guys, is I don't use all these, trading bots and stuff like that. I'm like a one-man show. I like to control stuff myself, and I feel like if you don't have that, you're going to get washed trading, these right when they launch. But yeah, I don't know. I'm open to getting in Solana, and hopefully we have people in our Discord that is well versed in the Solana ecosystem. But me personally, I'm not too deep into it. I really believe in base chain, and I like Ethereum. So Ethereum's got some good plays. I've seen this Zeus. Someone asked about that, doing good. I know they had a lot of promotion behind them. Obviously, they had a pretty big run up to 26 mil. I'm just waiting until these days are to base, and I think it's coming. I think it's coming to the day that the overall floor on base chain just boom goes up. You know what I mean? The overall floor. So that's what I'm waiting for, guys. But overall, in crypto, we take a look. Bitcoin's down a little bit, 116,000. Ethereum, 3,600. But we really do look like we're going in towards an altcoin season, guys. I'm cautiously optimistic. When we take a look at everything coming over here. We're at crucial levels, kind of long-term wise. So if we take a look, 3,900, if we go back a little bit further, you can see this level right here has been it's been a challenge over time. So maybe what we're going to see here is like a huge cup and handle. We already have this because this has to be lower than this right here. So we already have that. So maybe we'll come down here, dip to like 33, come here, and then, have like a massive move up. Yeah, 6,000, something like that. Yeah, that'd be cool. That would be awesome, guys. Well, like I said, thank you all for joining my first real live stream. I'm going to start doing these more, guys. We're going to be having a Discord come. I'm honestly so grateful for all of y'all. I've got to figure out how to use the software service a little bit better. I'm not able to switch back and forth from screens. And guys, I'm going to have it down, but if y'all don't subscribe to the channel, please do. We're pushing 12,000 subscribers. We're almost 10,000 over on X. So I appreciate all y'all's support, guys. We had a good amount of super chats today. So I really greatly appreciate that as well. But let me figure out how to end this thing, and I'll see y'all over on X.